Home ain't ever what you wanted it to be. So you packed your things and you left. Took a train, left somewhere out west, and you found what looks like hope. You take that little bit of change you got in your pocket and you build a ranch, maybe a nice little family. But unfortunately, there's never hope. Welcome to Crystal Grit. Mind your pistols now.
And hello, everybody. Everybody wants to make sure that it looks like my audio's all coming through. I think we're not too loud. But
I got an ad.
You got an ad. Cringe, you're not subscribed. SMH. I see myself talking, so we should be, at least I'm not silent. Welcome, everyone, to this here session of Whispers in the Dust, produced by us, which are the Hard Knock Dice, ran by myself, who's welcoming you, Ian, also known as Cowboy God, as I have been dubbed and dubbed myself, I think. These folks to my, I always forget which direction, to my left over here are players, or scallywags, or scoundrels. And our players, yeah. So, I'm all over the place. But we're gonna get into this here real swift like before Jones finishes ascending all of the way into a higher plane of existence. I think, let's see, do we have any fucking, speaking of Alex, our usual tech support and player of a creepy fucking author, had a birthday most recently. So as is regular tradition, he has birthday 20 to do with as he will. He should use it on one of my monster's saving throws out of the kindness of his heart and just give them a free success. That's what we like. Crit a friend, crit a player. You know, so okay.
That I might do.
I'm saying crit a player through a monster. How exciting would that be? Like, I want that monster. I'd like to give my natural 20 to the enemy. What? Anyway, aside from that, I don't think anybody else had a birthday yet. No. Okay, memory is serving. Fantastic. Aside from that, oh gosh, somebody has to put the link, because we don't have the button right now. But if off in this side here, there should be a link popping up for the charity. It doesn't work. So down below in the stream, you can donate. Is the donate Extra Life for Children's Hospital Atlanta, helping sick kids who can use the money. It helps them out. So do the lawful kind thing. Open up your heart wallets and donate to a great cause. That, I don't know why that cracks me up. Somebody was looking over just like, charity. Just fucking nothing happens. We are professionals. But aside from that, does anybody else have anything fun or exciting to add? Yes, no, maybe so. And for anybody's just personal enjoyment, only you guys can see me. In the Skype call in which we are playing, I am invisible. It's great. So it really leaning is the method acting of God. That's how I choose to interpret it. But last week, I'm trying to think of a cowboy themed way to say last session. I'm blanking. Last roundup, perhaps. I don't know. We'll work on it.
A few spells back.
A few farther back on the dusty trail. Our players, our party, our posse, I suppose, were fucking running. Well, they were in the midst of actually a gunfight, kind of. It's a gun. They had guns. There was a fight with a horrific large entity. Parts of it converted or grown into stone. with big old stone claws and a nasty ass mouth, and that is seemingly housing quite a few different entities, a bunch of different thoughts from different entities in its brain case. Had assaulted their campsite in an attempt to get this gem that they had recovered on the behalf of Desmond Sinclair, the mayor of Crystal Grit, from Picton and the Worm Riders who possessed it within. They fought it for a little bit. It chucked Miss Bell a ways. It sliced up Geist while he lay slumbering, and just generally sowed chaos. Additionally, drawing in some earth elementals who seem to be very displeased with it being alive. But through the combined efforts of Geist and Mr. King, they blew one of his legs off, grabbed it, the severed leg, and ran away.
It was regenerating a lot.
It was regenerating a lot. It did seem that most of the weapon attacks that struck it very quickly began to heal over, except for the divine smites of Callie, the gun-toting, gun-slinging, boot-knife-stabbing paladin. So they shot off its fucking leg, took it, and ran away, and left it to do battle with the 3 earth elementals, that one of which giga crit the shit out of Geist with a mighty uppercut. But they rode on through the night, trying to push themselves as hard as they dared, getting a little bit of exhaustion, but making up quite a bit of distance. At one point thinking, this gem is a bit of a beacon, and slam dunking it into the bag of holding so that hopefully it can no longer be detected, or at least maybe not as strongly, by this creature. When we left them, they had taken a rest. They had constructed a weird, very specific alarm system with the severed leg that would give them a pretty solid field of detection of this creature if it approached them again, and give them a little bit of early warning. And they had some conversations. Alistair with Miss Bell, Sarah Bell with her most recently united sweetheart, Genevieve, the Harangon, a fellow member of Sarah Bell's cult, worshipping Sanus, the god of joy, with Genevieve urging Sarah Bell to, re-embrace her religion, release, to take the gem out of the bag of holding, to bait the creature back towards the group, so that the joy of walking the knife edge of life and death could be enjoyed by all present. And I believe that is where we left off as those conversations started to simmer down now. And the night was beginning to pass, but I believe there were some other conversations that folks were wanting to have when we were wrapping up last session. Does everybody remember what they wanted to do, what they wanted to talk about?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
So I think Callie, after she took care of the horses with her divine magic, she was gonna go chat with Miss Bell, but seeing her in a pretty deep conversation with Mr. Dotree, wandered back towards the front of the cave to post up for her shift, and expecting probably to see the professor there as well, because she knows that they have been doing first watch together.
And unless something changed, he would have done the same watch he always does.
So I don't know at what point the professor comes, but Callie has posted up in the front, so sort of sitting crisscross applesauce with her gun ready, looking at the leg beacon.
I mean, we already covered. It looks like the leg lamp from A Christmas Story.
That's what I'm saying,
Unfortunately,
it's the leg beacon, the alarm.
they put fishnets on
Who had
it.
the
Actually,
fishnet?
yeah, they managed.
Of course, Sarah
God.
has.
Oh. They somehow had heels that fit those like size 15 feet that this thing's got. I don't know. It's crazy.
Modify.
I'm pretty sure Sarabelle wears a size 15 as well.
Yeah.
Paragon feet.
Sailor.
Genevieve don't wear shoes.
Goodness.
Better for hopping.
Anybody want to go next?
Well, I was gonna say, I don't know if the professor is there before or after Callie gets to the front.
Probably going to be just a little bit behind usual, being that we are in kind of a ravine. So he will have been trying to make as good of use of the light of day as possible to keep an eye out, like get some kind of elevation and look to see if he can see like a dust trail or identify what direction it might be coming from based on like the terrain and all those things that he can do that I can't even conceive of. So from a tactical and preparatory frame of reference.
So if that's the case, then I will sort of wander over to where you are and go, Professor, fancy seeing you here this evening.
Kind of looks at where he's like perched up on the ravine, kind of like leaning against a rock, looking out at the countryside, looks down into the ravine at the camp, like 30 feet below. Yes, just casually bumping into each other as usual.
All right, I guess. Did you want some company or did you want me to go post up somewhere else?
Interesting question.
He's not rolling for it. Are you
You
serious?
don't gotta roll dice for everything.
Yes.
Fine.
Well, I picked this location because it's the best place to see from. 2 sets of eyes should do just fine.
Then I can oblige. And I, like, crisscross applesauce with my gun. And wander.
It is posted, so.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So. He just kind of like awkwardly gestures with whatever hand isn't bracing the rifle at this very moment in a weird, rocky ghoul things. Wild, right?
Always. That is Eucryptidal for you. Is a wild, crazy place.
I was anticipating the wild. I'm not sure I was quite anticipating the crazy. I'm well aware I'm not a natural-born ranger of the wilderness, but seems to be a bit beyond that.
Well, depending on how long you stay here, you might want to learn and pick up some tricks along the way. So that you don't die.
Doesn't really much. Doesn't look away from the glass. Just, well, everything goes according to plan. Hopefully, I won't be here long enough for it to be a problem. Well, more than it already has been, and continues to be.
Oh, so you're not sticking around Eucryptidal then?
Objective-oriented vacation, I'm afraid.
Got it. If you feel comfortable, roll an insight check into.
I love rolling dice. I love throwing my dice on the floor. Have it. What'd it roll?
Probably a number would be my guess.
Some sort of number.
I would guess a number. That would be a 16.
With a 16, you see Callie's shoulders like just lower, just enough of like a oh. And I think she goes quiet. And so unless you continue the conversation, there is a very quiet Callie for the rest of this watch.
An extended, awkward silence. Like a good, 10 minutes. The kind that if you let it go on long enough, it's best to just leave it, because picking back up the conversation past that point is really kind of uncomfortable. But of course, 10 or 15 minutes later, just so you are planning to remain here, even with this and the deteriorating nature of your surreptitious presence.
My dear Professor, you've only seen 2 of my guises. I can find another way to hide myself.
Your father and his various and sundry associates and accomplices couldn't pin down a 3rd or a 4th visage, 5th even. Especially now that he knows for certain that you're here.
I imagine that I'll meet him again, and by the time I do, I'll kill him. But that's not for here to worry about. I like your Cryptia doll. It's interesting. Back home was easy, filled with luxury. Here you have to actually think and work.
Personally fancy luxury and easy, but teach their own, I suppose.
I mean, I don't have to bring up the fact that we've already talked about gilded cages. I will happily keep on running if it means that I never have to go back. If it's hard, if it means that I have to work. It will be a shame to leave Crystal Grit if Mr. Sinclair decides that the bounty is too lucrative for me to stay.
Pretty silence, not nearly as just cringingly long this time, just a couple minutes. Just I hope that regardless of your situation in Crystal Grit, that when you see your father again, your aim is true. Okay. Well, let's keep to the task at hand, I suppose. Won't be shooting anybody's fathers or anything along that nature if we die to this fucking monstrosity.
I know. I feel like we are okay right now. But who's to say? All right, Professor. I suppose. And there's a crisscross applesauce moment of just like, this man is like carrying on with that 16 insight, just wow, okay.
Oof.
confused.
Basically, that last statement was, "It's fantastic that you think everything's okay. I fucking don't."
Right. I don't know. I think Callie was like trying to lead the professor down a path of inquiry, and he just didn't pick it up, and she's like, well, okay. And
Yeah, so it would be very evident that man's a bit stiff right now, verbally speaking.
I'm about to say, hold on. Wait a minute.
Like, the
That kind of
suavite is simply not there.
all right. Well, the last thing that I'll say about with this particular encounter is that as the shift ends and or as we depart or whatever, I go, well, I sure am glad that you're not dead. I used the last of that healing magic on you as we were running away. So, and give you a wink and just like not let you talk at all and just keep walking.
Before that, about an hour or two into your shift, you're going to see Sarabelle come outside of the cave.
Okay. What do you
Rewind
want
the
to...
action I was getting ready to state.
Fireball.
Yeah, exactly. That spell that I have prepared and ready.
Through the gun.
Yeah.
You got dynamite?
Kiss of Mephistopheles. I've been using Eldritch Blast this whole time.
That's crazy.
She is not heading towards y'all. She steps outside of the mouth of the cave, takes a strip of leather out, bites onto it, places her hand, specifically her middle finger, against the wall, and cuts her middle finger off.
Oh.
Like visible thrust, right?
If I see that, I'm like smacking the
No.
professor on the...
Yeah. Guys was probably like casually watching you, like, what's Sarah doing? Just kind of sees you go down, and then she's doing the oh, just kind of like sliding down the rock thing that he was on. What's the fucking, like, cursing and muttering to himself while he like awkwardly tries to get down this rock face that he was up on. Sarah.
She'll
Sarah.
turn to you, take 4 coins out from her pocket, place them in her palm with her finger, her now severed finger, and start casting some magic on the combined coins and her finger.
You currently have a very confused and distraught gentleman trying to like cram like a cloth to your
Stump.
nub.
Yeah,
Sarah,
and
we
you
have to-
definitely see Callie with like, because you are a magic user, like pull up some, like getting ready to use like, you know, basically lay on hands to like heal this.
Sarah, what has gotten into you? You can get infected. He's like trying to stop the bleeding. Find the finger.
She has the finger.
Just holding it. What is going on?
Once, I don't know how long it takes to alter the appearance of items, Ian,
For
to use magical tinkering.
it should say in the ability. I think it's just straight up like an action, but
It's an act.
So about 30 seconds, because it's 4 times. After 30 seconds, she will open her finger and not her finger, her hand, and the finger will be gone. In place of the finger and the 4 coins will be 4 different coins made out of flesh, with a grinning sigil on the head side, and what looks like a praying mantis's, I don't know what you call those, mandibles, on the other side.
Miss Sarah, what are you doing, my dear?
DM, what deity is generally called out to as an exclamation in this setting?
I think for person
Cowboy
to person.
Jesus.
Cowboy God. Me.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Yeah. I don't know. I think that it depends person to person. I mean, the Abyss Tyrant is probably relatively common, and if it is like a more negative exclamation, as he is generally associated with the creation of most things considered like generically evil. But
You're getting that exclamation, like just a.
bro, you pick.
I'm pulling up the fucking chart.
They're only 5.
I feel like there's got to be 2. Everything has to be 2. There has to be an
Sure.
exclamation for 2. If you're gonna get.
Which pair of gods invented fuck?
Yeah, which pair of gods invented just. Oh fuck. Yeah. We're going with
What a
Emperor and Tyrant. What the fuck have you done? What is wrong? What's going on?
I'm making sure that our services together can continue.
What does that mean?
You need to take these. And she
What?
will hand
All of them.
both of you 1 coin,
This is wonderful.
and then head back inside.
Sarah, please. What?
Little squishy flesh coin.
I think Callie kind of like smacks you across the chest like, "Shh." And I go,
Miss Sarah, do you need me to give you some healing, or are you okay?
If it's not too much trouble.
I give you 5 points of lay on hands, to or whatever it is to fix or cauterize the wound basically, and go.
Miss Sarah, please. You mean a lot to us.
And she'll look behind her. You all are quite important. And unless she gets grabbed, she's gonna head back inside.
No, I let you go. If this was in the middle of the watch, I turn back to the professor and go,
I think we need to be keeping an eye on Miss Sarah Bell a little closer.
You think?
Genevieve has changed her behavior.
I was watching her when we were in the town. I haven't spoken to her much since she has joined our little squadron, but she was very friendly with everyone in town. And she sat and watched. I was watching her too, so, you know. But she was well aware of all of the goings on and observing unimpeded.
yeah. DM, since
Yes, ma'am.
I'm the bouncer, the
Mhm.
guard of the sunrise. Do I remember anything in particular about Genevieve that would make me have a particular opinion?
In what manner?
I mean, like, because I interacted with the girls on a fairly regular basis and like hear rumors and that kind of thing. Like, you know, I hear all of their drama and their like who their favorite John is and that kind of thing. I would assume because of the job that I have, like not Miss Bell because, you know, she's the proprietor, but because I, you know, keep them safe and escort them to places. Like, it feels like that's a thing that I would have knowledge of.
So I mean, you know that she worked there. I mean, she did well. I mean, she filled the niche of those with a penchant for either sadism or masochism.
Right.
In that manner, that was kind of the niche she filled at the sunset, at the sunrise. I'm sorry, but I mean,
Could I?
What's up?
I was like, could I roll a history check to see if I remember any of the rumors that like that the doves would have been if there was any, women talk.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can certainly roll. Hey, I mean, this would be. I'm trying to think of what this would be. I mean, whatever it is, I'd say it's like wisdom plus proficiency. I don't have an exactly which skill, but wisdom plus proficiency. It would have been observation of either, but like semi-casual, semi-investigative nature.
Well, my luck holds true. I have a +0 to wisdom, but I have a +3 to proficiency, and I rolled an 18, so a 21.
A 21. Let's see. Now that you think about it, I mean, there was no, you don't remember hearing any rumors of any of the other doves of her being like extra weird or creepy. Like when Cerebell mentioned the fact that Genevieve was also a worshiper of Sanus, that was the first you heard of it. Like you didn't know Sanus existed until Cerebell rolled into town, or at least that religion. But with the 21 and kind of in conjunction with the kind of work you did for Sinclair, like on the side, as little crime as there was in Crystal Grit, due to folks like yourself and Sinclair in general keeping a pretty tight grip on making sure shit didn't just fall apart. You now kind of line up the fact that there were several disappearances during Genevieve's stint there.
Okay.
Always people that didn't really matter, they weren't really missed, and folks figured they either like at least one of them was like a minor who he was an alcoholic, and he had a tendency like he would go into the mines like still kind of sloshed, so people figure he just wandered off and got himself killed in the middle of the night at some point. Like people that it was odd, but people were able to like write it off.
Okay. So with that knowledge, and I'm sort of like conspiracy board putting this stuff together, I look to the professor and go, I don't trust Genevieve based off of what I remember of her time in Crystal Grit.
Yeah, trust her anyway, but what do you mean from what you remember in the time in Crystal Grit?
Crystal Grit doesn't have crime because Mr. Sinclair doesn't want crime.
Yeah, he's
People
a scary
don't-
ass man.
Right. My job has been to disappear folks who cause trouble. But there were people who were disappearing who I wasn't asked to make disappear. Now,
Only in her residence.
correct. Now, that they were drunkards, they were kind of assholes. People could have wandered off, headed up the Picting onto different pastures. But with what we know now about her worship and her motivations and what Walden was saying and what Mr. Granger has been saying.
And literally everything that Cerebell has said ever.
Correct.
What do you mean?
I would suspect that it was Genevieve's doing. Which means
Yeah.
she's been breaking Mr. Sinclair's rules. In addition to just being a creepy ass bitch.
Definitely that second thing. And
What?
I, from my
What do you
intentionally limited conversation with her for exactly that second reason you mentioned, I don't think she cares much about rules.
Right.
But I don't know even the faintest thing of what she's capable of. And if it's even remotely the kind of things that Cerebel can do, it's concerning.
Regardless, I think from now on we go about in partners because she can't get the jump on both of us.
You want me to kill her?
I mean, if we need to.
But it's
I'm
not
just-
exactly a off-the-cuff thing. It's a planned event, you know.
Right. If she tries to get the drop on either of us,
Well, at that point, it's too late, you know.
well, if we are buddied up, she can't get the drop on us.
Okay.
Professor, it's fine.
Right.
I know that you like your plans, but
Yes, that's why I'm still alive.
I'm alive and I haven't had a plan since I ran away.
I've
And that
almost
was even
died.
by accident too.
I've almost died 5 times in my life, and 3 have been here in this fucking desert.
That's fine. Let's go back up to our watch point to finish this godforsaken shift.
Yeah, yes.
What y'all doing with your flesh coins?
I put it in my pocket.
Out of curiosity, Cerebel, is it warm still?
Yes. It is soft.
It's a little warm flesh coin.
Why?
The things that Callie does for the sake of people that she is become
Insert
friends with.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. The things I do for love.
Yeah, so,
It's very
unlike my,
terrible.
depressingly insufficient costume, Geist does have a vest on, and he's just gonna kind of like vest pocket.
Ugh. Maybe it'll block a bullet for you.
It's like this is the outermost layer I can possibly wear this on.
You still feel it a little bit. It's like having like a small animal like resting on your chest. Just a little
You can
warm.
stop at literally.
I won't. If Chris is gonna give me ammunition to make this weird, I'm gonna.
Chris already makes this weird enough. We don't have to expound upon
Wrong.
those.
We do.
horrors.
We do have to.
So,
Go ahead.
go ahead first, because I have like 3 other people I need to see.
I was just gonna,
Are you-
since we were on the verge of wrapping up our watch, you have derailed my brain. I was about to say something, but we rewinded.
Wow.
It was as we were heading to bed. Fuck, what was it you had said as your parting words?
I don't remember the exact things, but I essentially like gave you a wink, and it was something about like how I saved you.
Said, I believe you said, "I'm glad you're not dead."
Oh yeah.
No, I remember where we were at. If you will allow him, he is not going to be forceful. He will try and catch your arm just for a moment on your way away and say, "There's more places to hide in the world than just you cryptodon." And then he will let you go and head to his own, not bunk. We don't have bunks. He will head to his cart and his cart blanket.
I think Callie just nods her head and finds her bedroll to trance for 4 hours.
Wonderful. Cerebel.
Cerebel's first stop will be Mr. and Mrs. King.
I just wanted to understand or see if maybe Clyde would have overheard the tussle at the end of the cave. I rolled a natural 20, so you'll probably see him eyeballing. Well, you'll see him looking at you from behind glasses, wearing nothing but his pants and his belt with guns in it, and one of them in his hand.
And she'll just kind of... And oh yeah, actually, you'll see.
Hold on now.
she'll walk up to you, hand you a coin, and just say nothing.
What is this?
You need to hold on to it.
Why?
It ensures our continuing business.
It kind of pauses, looks at it, flips it over in his hand. Listen, I'm been around a long time. Street or sewer sorcerers at Astor Home give out trinkets like this for folks they mess with. And watch them, listen in on them, all kinds of shit like that. I ain't made it this far keeping stuff like this in my pocket.
She'll just start shaking her head. No. I wouldn't do that.
All right.
It's a sign of protection from people that may want to hurt you.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Not the worst. It's a 14 on the dice plus 3, 17.
Cerebell knows who wants to hurt you. She wasn't gonna say it, but
Who do I need protection from?
nobody.
That crazy ass rabbit you been hanging out with?
No, it's. If
You know she's no good, right?
That's not true. She's quite amazing, but
Amazing people can be terrible.
Look, if somebody were to mark you and you didn't have that, I wouldn't have much choice in what to do.
He starts to speak, pauses. That opens up a whole extra can of beans for more questions I got. What the hell you mean, mark me?
Hell yeah.
You know what I do for my God.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying someone's going to mark me for your God, and then you'd have to kill me?
Not if you have that coin.
But not if I got this coin. Well, who marks people for your God?
I can't talk about that.
Well, hell, you came over here and gave me a coin of protection. The only other person I know that has anything to do with that, your religion, is Rabbit Girl in there.
Genevieve wouldn't want to hurt you.
I don't think Genevieve knows who she wants to hurt. It probably changes every day.
She's quite intelligent, Mr.
Sure.
King.
Again, intelligence and stableness have nothing to do with each other.
That's true.
I don't mean you no offense, and I don't mean to put you off of sorts, but I can tell you this. She's going to wind up putting you in a situation where you wind up with a bullet in your head, or she's going to end up with one herself.
That situation would never have to happen if you have that coin with you.
That has nothing to do with this coin, or anyone in this group. I just mean in general.
I do what I do for my God, and that is enough for me. But if it means that you all can keep assisting me in my mission, then I will ensure that you all are protected. I have to go.
Where's the other one? Farida. I mean, Rose. Fuck, whatever.
Kitty slap on the elbow.
I can mark her a different way. but I cannot
Whoa.
provide her a coin.
What you mean? Why can't you mark her the same way you're marking me?
I can only make so many.
Well, hell, you need to grow back another finger? Yeah, I was looking.
Yeah.
If that was an issue, I would take the other finger. I would take another finger.
All right.
But for now, the coin will provide protection for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
As same with Mr. Dotry and his paramour.
So it's for me and her then.
Yes. I will come again and do what I can to protect her. If the two of you were to split, head separate directions for whatever reason.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. King. I know it's not easy trusting.
Oh, it's easy. It's just stupid as damn well.
She'll head on. She is going to go to Miss Bell.
Hello, my dear. It's quite late.
It is. I need to see the Joker.
Well, of course, darling. And she pulls it out from a pocket, like right over her heart. Do you need it back, my dear?
Not for too much long, or too long. She'll slightly change the back of the card to just have the grinning smile in the artwork of the back of the card. You need to keep this with you at all times. It is for your protection.
Of course. Would Belle notice her? Would she be able to see her hand?
Yeah.
As she goes to take the card and she looks down and sees Sarah Belle's hand, she would kind of take her hand in both of hers very gently. My dear, what has happened?
It was needed for some of my magic.
And Belle will put the card back, in the little pocket, little sneaky pocket that was right by her heart, with one hand and the other hand still holding Sarah Belle's hand. And she's and never breaking eye contact and just saying, my dear, I care for you. Please be careful. And she's going to give her a hug.
Thank you, Miss Bell. Keep the card with you. And
can you roll me a perception check?
No, I can't.
He's
roll
eating the coin.
No, please don't. Okay, thank you. Oh my God, I was scared for a minute.
5.
Okay. I rolled it. We can resolve this later, but I rolled a DC 21 or a 21 result on my stealth check to go talk to Miss Rabbit Lady as.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're walking over to you're going to wake up Genevieve.
Oh, I'm stealthing over.
Right, you stealthing over. Genevieve is asleep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, so we can finish. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing. You're yeah.
And finally, to Mr. Dotry and Agatha.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay? First and foremost. Can you hear me okay? First
I can
and foremost.
understand you.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh, maybe not
Careful.
now.
If I don't sound
careful.
okay, if I don't sound okay, then I don't know what else to do. If I can, when you step up to
covered
to
wagon.
the covered wagon. That's what he's staying in. You would see through the slit of it. As Alistair gets ready for the night. Is currently hanging up his shirt. Has on his white wife beater suspenders over that. You'll see the backs of it. His back's turned to you currently. You'll just see a smattering of scars across his back and shoulder, just covered. And all sorts of different shapes, sizes, and I think Cerebel's no stranger to types of scars and what they're caused by and stuff. They're all caused by different things. Some cutting, some burns, some stuff like that. And then as you're looking at it, Agatha just sort of pops her fucking face in front of yours.
Can we help you, dear?
Put a finger up to her mouth and try to gently push Agatha forward, backwards into the wagon.
Yes, Cerebel. How are you, darling?
Agatha does not give it all until Alistair speaks, and then she and just waits that you can speak to Alistair directly.
Cerebel turns to Agatha. I'm sorry for the nature of my entrance. She'll hold up the final coin that she has and hold it out to Mr. Dotry. I need you both to have this.
Dotry will look at it. He will not touch it. And what is this?
It is something to protect both of you. If you were to become marked by... She kind of looks up, realizing that she promised to tell Mr. Dotry about the cult. If you were to become marked for sacrifice by one of my religion, this would protect you. It would show that you are an ally of one of the cult. Without it, I could not protect you. I couldn't promise that I would not be expected to harm you. Either of you.
Miss Cerebel, you will raise arms against us and bring us harm.
I wouldn't want to.
You're acting of your own free will. Are you saying they would befuddle your mind and intentionally make you do so, or that you would make the decision because of orders given by some higher power?
She just takes her hand and just rubs her eye. I don't know.
You go to do that. If I can just add some creative liberty here, it's your hand with the missing finger, and he snatches your hand towards him. You go to rub your eye, and he just snatches it and brings it up to his face. Miss Cerebel, what is this?
My magic comes at a cost. It requires flesh. Bone and blood. And I don't have many corpses around.
Miss Cerebel, I can't but remark on the timing of this as we didn't need it before. But now, well, Now with Genevieve around, now with Genevieve around, now all of a sudden I'm in need of protection. I'm in need of protection.
Genevieve is a reminder of the zealousness of some of my religion.
How many scars do you bear?
Too many to count.
And how many are for your Genevieve?
As many as it takes to make sure that she's safe.
How many scars has she taken for you?
That's why I keep her safe, so she doesn't need to take any scars.
He releases your hand back to you.
Now please, I will not force this on you. But I would ask that you keep it with you. And Miss Agatha, I don't know. I assume that you are with Mr. Dotree for the majority of time. But if I would like to protect you in a different way, if that's possible.
Miss Sarabelle. This evening you will hurt my heart.
I'm sorry. This is not my intention. I just want to keep you all safe. That's what I do. I'm good at that.
I agree. Yeah. You're good at giving for others. I think that is very plain to see. It does not take a very insightful man to see that. But I do think you are blind.
I don't know what you mean.
I mean your Genevieve. I thought it was love. The way you spoke of her, the way you treated her, the way you dreamt of her. I saw. That's why I promised you. I promised you when you very first told me about her. Did I not help you find your Genevieve? I would help you find your Genevieve.
And you did. And she's here, and it is amazing.
It is just. It's heartbreaking to see that love is not returned.
She just, her face kind of, I don't know what you mean, Mr. Dotree. She takes the coin, places it on just somewhere in the cart.
What I mean, darling, is love goes both ways in order for it to be substantial at all. That's what I love. I mean, love has to be reciprocated, otherwise it is not that. Love is between two people. It does not flow one way. Love means scars are shared. Scars are shared. He looks at his arms and shoulders. He looks at his arms and shoulders in front of you. I have my share of scars that I've suffered on behalf of other people before. Those other people would tell me that it was because they loved me. Well. You take that coin with you. I won't need it. There's never been a God to watch out for me. There will not be one now. Monsieur Vell, I think you have a lot to reevaluate. Have a good night.
Cerebel will leave the coin at the foot of the cart, not on the cart, foot of the cart, and go outside of the cave, out of line of sight back
real
into
quick.
line of sight.
Before you do whatever you're gonna do, since you were in that cart, let's see what was happening while you were speaking to Belle and Alistair with Mr. King.
Yeah. Well, so where did you guys have a tent, or are you guys just sleeping in the back of John, or?
No, I believe we were just sleeping on the ground.
Sleeping on the ground?
Yeah, because John was still doing observation duty.
Yeah, he'd just go up to her and politely.
What's up? Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting that you guys can't see me in Skype, so I keep doing little I keep doing something like, oh yeah, they can't see that. Oh well, I'm funny to other people. That's all right.
I silently walk up, tap her awake with just a tap on the top of the head with the barrel of the gun.
Just kind of, and then kind of rolls over a little bit and pulls the blanket up. Well, hello, Mr. King.
What the fuck's this?
What can I do for you?
Yeah, morning. What's this? Just holding up the coin.
She looks at it. And this is something I do need to ask Cerebel. Cerebel, is this something that you've done before?
No.
No, you've never done this before.
It is noticeable only that it is cult iconic. Oh wow, I can't think of that. I can't say that word properly.
Iconography.
Yeah, that's the word. But not much past that.
But you haven't done this same thing before, where you've been like, here's a token of my cult. This will keep you safe, kind of thing before. No.
Nope.
I'll roll an insight check for Genevieve.
I mean, is that a common thing? Is it ever? It sounds like it's like a way that you make people not get marked for death. Like you're not the first person to ever do it, even though this is the first time that you're doing it. Okay.
I mean, we can roll for it.
It's like there's two people in the cult, so you know.
Which is fair because interpretation of religions and especially in a cult.
So high, low.
Always high.
Always high.
Or I don't know if you're asking. You could be asking. You could be asking Chris.
I don't know.
I mean, the answer is going to be the same between me and Kent. So.
Okay. So you said high. And before I announce the result, or before I proceed with the result, and as I prevent myself from shrinking, was the intent for the your high? I am gonna have this be directed at Cerebel. did you want high to be that yes, this is a thing that is done within the cult of Sanus? That this is a normal practice?
Maybe not a normal practice.
I say normal, but like it is done.
Yeah, if
it is done.
If it's high.
Okay. Okay. She looks at it and she's, well, I do believe that is a token of our joyful God. Why?
Well, Sarah just chopped her finger off to make it, and seems to think that I need it so I don't get marked. I've marked plenty of people. I know what that means. So, why am I in danger of getting marked?
Well, she kind of sits there. She kind of props her head on her hand. Just kind of looks thoughtful. Well, it could be that Cerebell is just being cautious. I mean, unbelievers are always at some risk. So perhaps she's decided that she thinks that perhaps being her friends that you will convert, and she wants to be extra safe.
Right. She seemed to think that if we got marked, she wouldn't have any other choice but to try and execute that situation. So I don't think conversion's in the cards. I think this is very much a preventative measure.
Oh,
so again, why
so strong.
Why are we in danger? No, I think execute's the right fucking word.
Sometimes making non-believers see his glory is dangerous, but well worth the effort, I assure you. Salvation is priceless.
Alright. Salvation's priceless, but you still gotta kill fuckers who are marked? Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
No. They are marked for worship.
No offense to your religion. I'm trying to understand the mechanics of why this has to function the way it does, because I don't really take kindly to there being somewhat threats on me and my wife. So I just got her back, and I kind of little on the edge for things that might be threatening her well-being right about now.
I assure you that you have nothing to worry about. Cerebell
well,
is just
I don't
being...
fucking trust you one bit, and she seems to think I need to worry about it a lot. So I need you to explain to me why it is something I am worried about.
She just kind of holds out a hand for the coin.
No, I ain't giving it to you.
How loud is this?
It's probably gotten a little bit louder.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, as Callie is trancing, I'm not asleep.
Yeah.
I'm conscious.
It started off at a 21 with the 21 stealth, but and Genevieve is naturally soft-spoken, but I think Clyde.
How far after our shift ended is this?
It's in the middle of your shift, I think.
This was when Cerebell came down.
Oh.
No. This is she would have this would have been after the fact, because she did this in the middle of our shift. Well, I guess it must be in in the back.
We can for the sake of not having to continually rewrite the timeline of y'all's conversation. This conversation is happening after y'all's shift has ended.
Cerebell kind of sat there for a second, looking at her hand like.
Yeah, we had a thinking period after this.
So who's on watch then? Belle and
It should be Cerebell and Belle, I think, on the second.
That's
watch.
why Cerebell was staying up. Yeah.
So y'all are probably like walking back up front to like switch them out with you or something like that. And then we hear this from. Is this what cuts me and Sarabelle's conversation short?
Pepperoni trying to choke me.
Instead of pepperoni trying to choke me.
Pepperoni is a weird thing to call Agatha, but you know, like, whatever you say, man. Weird affection.
That's my cute little pet name for her. She my little pepperoni. Come here, my cute little pepperoni. Come here, my cute little pepperoni.
Anyway.
So yeah, and so Gus would probably definitely have heard.
How loud are you? I'm gonna roll a check at disadvantage. We're gonna find out.
Not, like shouting or anything like that, but he's not talking under his breath or something like that. He's talking in a normal volume.
We'll say like DC like
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
16. What is 16 notice?
6.
6? Oh no.
Sarabelle is in denial.
She's 16.
I rolled at disadvantage. I got a 16 and a 17 respectively. So.
I mean, I'd say probably anything above a 15 would probably hear. I mean, like I said, he's not trying to be quiet, and y'all are camping, so it's not like y'all are super spread out. I assumed y'all
We're in a cave.
got yourselves in. Yeah, so there's like, you know, rock
Guys
walls.
in his heart, kind of what's going on?
Not paying any attention of it. The rabbit.
Alistair just steps out of the back of the wagon. Buttoning up the last buttons on his shirt, probably looking at Sarabelle, putting a coin on the ground, and then looking over to you.
What's going on?
Trying to get some answers.
I think Mr. King is having a conversation with Miss Genevieve.
So y'all have stepped out of Alistair's wagon. And Genevieve just kind of gestures over at Sarabelle. Sarabelle, my dear, could you please explain to your friend that you simply are being precautious, just in case a different, what's the word Ian is looking for, a group of our brothers and sisters unknown to us were to stumble upon them.
No, Sarabelle, that's all right. You don't have to explain anything. I'm asking her for answers, not for you to sell something she's telling you to say.
Right.
So,
She's still looking at you,
can ask
Sarabelle.
her those questions without a gun.
I could.
I
It would be more polite, yes.
I would love to do an insight check onto this.
Sure.
Like if okay.
What are you inciting?
I want to see if she is trying to, especially because Callie is used to like growing up, people telling her what to say to make things like everything's good and golden.
Mm-hmm.
Is Genevieve trying to manipulate Sarabelle into saying specific, canned responses based off of X, Y, and Z. So.
Okay.
And, okay, so an insight is going to be a 15.
15? I mean, she seems to be genuinely that she just thinks that, it just seems like her body language and what she's saying, she seems to think that Mr. King is on edge and she's just thinks that he'll take the truth better from Sarabelle.
FYI DM, Geist is not bothering with inside checks. He is just very groggily checking his weapons. Oh shit, here we go. He hadn't even gotten out of his bedroll. He's sitting in his bedroll in the back of his cart checking his weapons, just kind of peeking over the edge of the cart. I just wanted to get a little bit of sleep. Fuck.
So Sarabelle, do you say anything else?
Sarabelle will.
Question, I guess, all around.
Is the gun still pointed at?
He's never pointed the gun at her. He just tapped her awake with it. And it's had it in his hand. He hasn't put it like in its other holster or anything. He's not actively like, tell me about the bears.
Tell me! Tell me about the coins!
Mr. King, I did tell you that Genevieve doesn't want to hurt any of us.
Right.
Exactly.
So did other members of your cult exist before you found out she was still alive and safe?
Yes.
And we didn't need a coin the past 2 weeks?
Again,
all right, cool.
Being around members of
Cerebral can be very single-minded when on a mission. Just be reminded sometimes of proper precautions.
Right, and speaking of proper precautions, second shift should be out and posted.
Oh, yes.
The professor and I have already done our work. Now I can make up for folks, but I do.
What's everybody's passive perception, real quick?
13.
13.
Oh,
16.
Also a 13.
13, 16, 13.
I got the whip of warning.
Also 13.
13.
Also 13.
What was that, Belle?
I said 12, but I've got the whip of warnings.
That's your passive is 12?
Yes, alas.
I believe, because does whip of warning give
I
you
got the whip.
Oh, okay.
Not proficient?
You're not proficient in perception?
No, I'm not.
Nope, it is indeed 12. Okay.
And the whip of warning, it just warns you of danger.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's
on
not
your
like the Sentinel shield. It doesn't give you advantage on perception. So okay. All right.
And
all right.
DM, I sent you a Facebook. And
Yep,
DM,
I
I
know.
sent you a Facebook message as well. Okay.
Alrighty. I'm just not dismissing it so I can see it without having to keep my phone awake. All right. So okay, I'm so sorry. So Callie, you were saying we need to get second shift out to be watching.
Right. I mean, just because, I mean, we know mechanically that we're golden, but in game,
I mean, you think so?
we still, yeah.
You can never be certain about anything. But yeah.
And clearly, I've made an error, and brought distrust on Genevieve.
Oh, you hadn't at all. I appreciate you looking out for me and my wife. I don't appreciate.
Cerebel, your friends are clearly just under a lot of stress. It is quite alright.
It may be best that until we get to Crystal Grit, that you stay in John and stay near me.
Say, what's
Only
it
this
ta-
stress did not arrive.
Only this stress did not arrive until you
Say, what's it
did.
take
Genevieve.
for
Hey,
someone
Blair's
to
a
get a
Genevieve.
mark? What's that process like?
Chosen by Sanus.
Chosen by Sanus. What's that mean?
Kind of tilts her head.
What, you,
Do I?
I mean, he sends you a letter. I mean, you hear about it in a dream. Got to do a right to someone you don't like. I mean,
We are actually pen pals every week.
okay.
I love Sandy.
Sundays are terrible though because you don't get posts on Sundays.
Oh
It's
no!
an awful day of the week.
Not this Monday either.
Those higher within our order, they tell us the signs of those chosen for his rites of worship.
Chosen for his rights of worship. What are the criteria for getting chosen?
I am not a high priest in his order, so those processes are not known to me.
he'll kind of look back and forth between Sarah Bell and, all right, so you guys got a high priest that decides that people need to get killed, and you don't know why, so you just go out, kill them, and
We know exactly why. They are for the worship of Samus. When you say killed, it is a wondrous thing, a way to serve even for those who do not believe.
But it's not just killed. But it's not just killed. It's to cause them pain.
It is to bring them joy.
Ain't that right? Through pain. Through pain.
All of our senses, all things, can be joy. Surely, Sarah Bell has told you this much. You have been traveling for weeks together.
Sarah Bell has enlightened me quite a bit. Sarah Bell has enlightened me quite a bit, as a matter of fact. It's through the senses. What'd you say? Senses. To feel these types of things. To feel these types of things. As a matter of fact, I've seen a couple of her rituals. She's brought.
Beautiful.
She's brought. You've called it joy. You've called it joy. Yeah. Where's Sarah Bell right now? Where's Sarah Bell right now?
Sarah Bell is still next to you, watching Mr. King, just with his gun, not looking at Genevieve. The reason I gave them these coins is it's clear that they are useful for for Samus' will, for our ultimate goals.
My dear, you've done no wrong. If I trust your judgment in this matter, and I'm sure that all above would understand if they would assist in his will. Then that is wondrous. That is good. It is an honor. Nothing to be afraid of. Just looking around at all the rest of you.
If Samus needs pain for his worship, this is giving me a headache. Can we all just get on with what we're doing?
Rex has still not gotten out of the back of his cart. He is still in his nightshirt, in his bedroll, leaning over the cart with a rifle, like, bedtime, anytime now.
Alistair will direct his. Good. No. You go ahead, Belle.
I was just going to say, Belle and Gus will have kind of walked up to Sarah Bell, and she'll kind of put her hand on her shoulder and say, "Sarah Bell, my dear, I believe it's our turn for watch. I'm going to go ahead if you would like to join me." And she'll turn around and head toward the mouth of the cave.
Sarah Bell is rigid.
Alistair's gonna look at you, Sarah Bell. And is that it, darling? She's been in the woods, so I don't know what to make of it. Pain. Is that how you show? Is that how you show glory to your God?
I mean, all of life is pain. There's suffering in everything that is done.
I'm just asking you a simple question. I'm just asking you a simple question. It's a simple yes or no, darling. Is it pain? So is it anything that hurts? Does it have to be physical pain? I can see that you've been through tons of it. I don't see a scratch or hair out of place on her body. No, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Is it pain?
If it ends with pain, it is the cost of the sacrifice.
Okay. Mr. King, you can. I think we can put all weapons away. I'm gonna go over there to you. I'm gonna go over there to you and offer you a hand, because I assumed you snuck up to her on the ground, all kitty cat like, and put your gun to her head or something.
Okay. I crept up there, and then standing because he's short, just.
Okay. Then in that case.
He's been standing there, and she's been almost eye level with him, just with her head up on like a hand on her elbow. Let me see.
It is very clear that
Nothing's
Cerebel
going on.
is afraid.
Where's that fear directed? Where's that fear directed? Is it towards Genevieve? Is it towards Genevieve?
In a way, not directly at her.
Would you say it is fear more of what Genevieve represents?
Yeah. The consequences that this may draw from the cult.
Can I roll an insight check? Can I roll an insight check on the general party in general real quick? If everybody's cool with it. I want to know where your headspace is as far as this fucking rabbit goes right now. Like, if I just look around at y'all's eyes, like, and I catch you looking at Genevieve, I just kind of want to know where folks. I just kind of want to know where folks are sitting right now. With the 17. With the 17.
I was gonna say, could I get a, what would be the best? This is gonna be weird. Make an attack roll for me, please.
What? Huh?
Me?
Yes.
Who, me?
Wait, what?
It is
Like
not an attack roll. Roll
like
the dice you would roll for an attack roll. I'll explain in just a second.
At D20?
The fuck does that mean?
So, something like a D20 plus 7. Something like a D20 plus 7.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Not great. Only a 10. Not great. Only a 10. Unless you're doing like unless you like a persuasion check or something. But only a 10.
Wisdom's used for insight, right?
Yeah.
What's your insight mod? So I'm trying to like brain space something.
What
I'll
are
explain
you?
myself in a second. I'll explain myself in a second.
While he's thinking
This is
that,
mad convoluted.
Alistair sees Callie has stood up from her bedroll and has like moved to the cart where the professor is at, and is like as nonchalantly as you can see that there's like she has her boot knife, just playing with it like someone who works in a bar would, just like I need something to do with my hands and I have my boot knife, and this is her just kind of like also annoyed. She's 20 and is like, this is exhausting, whatever this is, and is annoyed. That's Callie's, like, you needed a 10 to see that. She's just like, what the fuck?
Well, my insight, the 10 was the 10 was for the attack roll thing. I got a 17 on a insight check.
Oh,
on
with
an
an
insight check.
You see that she is, Callie does not trust Genevieve, and it looks like she has had a conversation with the professor, like, because Callie has moved not like casually from her bedroll to like perch on the edge of the cart.
Al, you said it was 17 and then a 10 for your two rolls. The professor is definitely kind of, despite appearing very bleary, watching the rabbit unblinkingly, but your insight bonus is a +3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were dropping?
Mm-hmm.
Well, adding that on. Basically, I was rolling to see like how familiar is he with like gunslinger body language and stuff. And the rifle is tilted upward, but like everything about it is to where it can be like dropped and fired, like it's already angled on her. It just has to have the angle lowered. It is ready to shoot, but not trying to appear not ready to shoot.
Clyde is not remotely trying to hide anything, and just to flavor that insight, to say it plainly, he'll put his other gun away, because he had one in the hip already, just one in his hand. He'll put it. There's no weapons drawn, and he'll just say to Genevieve, "I'm not going to shoot you. I'm not just going to kill you outright, because I know that would upset Sarah Bell, and she's my friend. But just understand, I've probably killed more friends than you've had in your whole life. So.
Very scary.
Okay.
And then Belle is she's clearly concerned. She looks like she is scrambling like jigsaw puzzle pieces in her brain and trying to make them fit. And she is extremely determined. Like there's a hardness to the edge of that concern. And Dess's rough is up.
Well, in that case, darling. And he's looking at Sarah Bones.
You're doing what you have to for your religion. It's what you gotta do. I understand that. And if causing pain, well, causing pain is the way you do that, then I suppose there's no greater pain than love lost, and I am going to quicken action, 4th level Thunder Wave, which is my small shotgun, Genevieve, and then I'm going to pull out my regular shotgun and point blank shoot her in the head. I'm going to use my bonus action. to take a D6 off of her, a D8 off of her.
You said you were quicken spelling
for Thunder Wave.
The Thunder Wave, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. So I can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're right.
Oh no.
Interesting. Okay, so.
Oh no.
Alistair, real quick, roll your initiative for me, and just tell me what the total is.
Okay. Sure.
Because she's been holding an action this entire time. And I want to see if she's able to get it off before or after she takes this damage.
Probably before. That's only a 5 on my initiative. Keep my other D6
What's your dex
right
mod?
now. +2. +1.
So,
unfortunately.
With a tie on a 5.
Does the Whip of Warning have anything going on here?
I mean,
because Whip of Warning affects everybody within 30 feet.
Yeah, but he's the instigator.
Would it Whip of Warning her for her held action?
I mean, she's been holding an action, and what is the exact wording on Whip of Warning? Because I don't think it buffs his initiative at all. This is just to see whose goes first. So unless it buffs his initiative.
This magic weapon.
I warns you of danger while the weapon is warns you of danger, right? So any danger while the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep, and then the weapon magically awakens you if you're asleep.
Sure, fantastic. There's no, y'all are not being surprised. Technically, y'all are being surprised by Alistair blasting. That is not a danger to you guys. So I will say, basically, there's going to be no surprise round for anybody. We're going to roll right into initiative with like these turns, like going straight into it. This was just to see whether she took damage, the damage before her held action went off. Clyde, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. As the shotgun gets whipped out, she kind of looks over at you. You see like a quick swirl of color in her eyes and a like puff.
Can I ask you something really quickly? Can I ask you something really quickly, before you explain it? And I just not a spell. Okay, no, not a spell. We had talked before about actually me using that bardic as a reaction. Can I reaction her initiative? Since I am the instigator in this situation, and take away a D8 from it.
can people add bardic inspiration to their initiative?
I think that's up to you. I think that's up to you. Because I can. Because I can. I mean, it applies to anything that they do. Anything that they do for demotivate. Attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, and initiative checks are typically considered ability checks. That's why I get jack of all. That's why I get jack of all trades.
Added to initiative.
To it.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it that way. Granted, a lot better ways to use it. So that's actually, guys, we should keep that in mind for Saturday because noggin. Like,
I can use bardic inspiration and the gift of reluctance.
Jesus Christ.
D6
okay, so so that's a D8. I mean, regardless of what I roll, it brings it down below yours, right? So that's a con saving throw. For
DC 15.
DC 15. Save. It's only a 13.
Okay, so she'll take the full
damage.
So she'll take the full.
Gets flung 10 feet.
Well, I'm shooting her straight into the ground. So
bounces.
Yeah, if you want to give me like an extra D6 of damage or something, but if not, that's 24 damage. That's 24 damage from the Thunderwave.
Ow! Hold on. I don't know why I was sitting there and I was like, this might happen, and then I didn't pull out any way to track HP.
I didn't know if I was gonna do it or not. Man, I'm shaking right now.
If she's about to get liquefied, or if she's about to go into her second form.
And what's the attack? What's the attack roll for your actual shotty?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I have not rolled that.
There is now. You slam her with that thunder wave, flung back to where she was on one arm. She's now back on her back. Fucking. The bedroll and everything. There's now a naked Harangon that is now been kind of lacerated stuff by that shotgun just in the fucking on the dirt here. Second shot, the actual regular shotgun blast.
Just so I know what I'm rolling. Just so I know what I'm rolling here. I want to make sure I do this right. At advantage because
you are close with the shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm adding
Dex.
Proficiency plus
Dex. It's still
Dex to this. Okay. So,
first roll.
Okay, first roll 10 is a 10 for a total of 14 or an 11 and 11. You know, I forgot I had one of them. Those.
BAM!
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I got I rolled a 15 total.
She's naked, so doesn't have any buffs.
Natural armor.
Okay, this is
natural.
What's the damage on a regular shotgun this close point blank?
I believe I don't know if you have. There should be the item. It should be WITD shotgun. It's a magic item. Is how I had to do it. Alternatively, I have the rules over here, so let me just.
Okay, no, I got it. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's D4. Yeah, 6D4.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, and it's 1D4 less damage outside of 20 for every 5 feet beyond 20.
Oh, that's so many ones. Oh my god, that's so ass. I legit rolled 4 ones and 2 twos.
So that's
8 damage plus 1. 8 damage plus 1 for Dex, so 9. Oh, that sucks, man. Oh,
that is unfortunate. So you boom drop for whatever reason the sawed-off mini shotgun seems to hurt a lot more. You drop it, and you think it's probably because you drop it and you immediately go to fire your full-size shotgun. She is able to roll a little bit, and only a handful of the pellets hit her. That I still need that wisdom saving throw from Clyde.
22.
22.
Or 19 plus 3.
Wow.
That's
really good. Okay. You for the briefest moment, Clyde, you feel this sense of almost like euphoria start to blossom. You feel like a Like how you're for the most part, especially since your wife's been missing and on this entire trip back, you've been tensed. Like you've been tensed and ready for action, and you feel that start to melt away, and you relax. As well as the thought of, oh, well, she's all right, But that immediately evaporates as you shake it off, like, that's fucking horse shit. Okay. So, you're not charmed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to decide how to... You know what I'm going to do? Because I did not think there was going to be combat right here, so I don't have a map for this. So, but it's 8:55, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our break, and I'm going to make one real fast. I'm just going to make one real quick.
Sorry, Ian.
But we're going to take a quick break, refresh our bio stuff. I'm going to make a map, apparently. We're going to get refresh drinks. I encourage you to do the same, but leave your computer where it is. Leave it on screen. Due to me being incompetent, the intermission screen will be silent. I apologize for that ahead of time. Think of it as contemplative silence, so you can think about what the fuck is about to happen, but we will be back ASAP.
Meditate.
See you shortly.
Maybe a moment of silence for somebody.
Bye.
Oh my
Moment of silence for our rabbit.
Oh, fuck balls. That nobody can hear you guys. Hold on. Your boy is a genius. They can hear me, though, so that's what matters. Welcome back, everybody. I am a massive fuck-up, so we're just going to fix things as we go. Boom. Skype, people can hear you now. They can also hear the music. Y'all rejoin us.
everyone.
I need to move to where we got a nice little view here in our cave of drama. It's wild, everybody. Our players are in the midst of attempting to execute a little bunny wabbit.
No, don't.
She is innocent and fluffy and precious, and they're trying to kill her because they are mean.
No.
Rex.
And a
They're trying to
death
stay in the way
focus.
of love.
Yeah, that. Where did everybody go? Anyway, I'm adding in people's cameras as we go, so pay no mind to that. But it has been a bad time to be a rabbit named Genevieve at the moment, as she has been thunder waved, shotgun blasted. Her charm was resisted. And that's where we're gonna kind of get into quick initiative, which I also should have recorded before we started this. So everybody roll initiative for me real quick, and we'll start counting things off here.
Can I re-roll mine?
Sure. You re-roll yours, she gets. We're keeping this. We're keeping this. Like, I know y'all can't be surprised, but we're just gonna fucking take this from the top for ease of simplicity. If everybody's okay with that.
You got it, my
Cool.
guy.
Sure. Go.
Boom.
You guys
Boom.
can watch.
I'm fucking adding it. I'm grabbing cameras. Chris. Boom. There he is. Put him in his little spot. Moving behind the frame. Okay. Initiative's 25 to 20.
I am out. Stay 21.
Okay. Guys.
Oh no.
21.
Hi, Genevieve.
All right.
Is it a sneak attack?
20 to 15.
18.
18 Bell.
Not
18.
very motivated. Hey, girlfriend.
15 to 10.
13.
11.
Okay, so I got Callie at 13. I got Sarah at 11. What's that leave you at there, sir?
Natural
5.
one.
Natural 1.
Natural 1 for 6.
That's hilarious. That's so funny. So, fucking King, 6. Awesome. So, oh god, I'm not looking at the right thing. So as I continue adding people's cameras in here, Geist, you go first. Fucking Genevieve's been shotgun blasted. There's rabbit fluff everywhere. Yeah, from her fur.
Just a stuffed animal.
Yes, actually, that is what it is this entire time.
She's like a Five Nights at Freddy's character this whole time.
Surprise! You can't just call out the twist like that.
Honey.
Funnily enough,
That would be fantastic.
this is about to be lore accurate.
Whoa!
We're about to have a dead bunny rabbit.
No. Well, I'm actually gonna heal her with my
Here we go.
3rd level spell slot.
Yeah! Alright, we gotta like. Oh, I forgot Kent. Whoops. Okay, how much do you heal her for? Go ahead and share with the class.
Negative. No. I will be sharpshooting
now we gotta
and steady aiming. So rolling at advantage without my proficiency.
Technically, she's prone. I know, just which I know goes wrong with me. Knock her ass over. Do you nat 20 her?
So I'm rolling at advantage, right? I start strong with a nat 1.
Oh.
And then roll a nat 20.
Oh, alright.
I need to get some dice together, folks. 1 second. You can all like go on another break. It'll take me.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let me know what that number is. Holy. Wow. I just got all the cameras up and it's gonna be like, alright, we're done. Move away.
It's automatic crit anyways, right? Because you're an assassin and you're going before her.
She already went.
She's not surprised. Also, it's not just go first. The target has to be surprised for the auto crit. You just get advantage on attacks made against targets who haven't gone in initiative.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, both of those things have to be true, but.
Look at her while you kill her.
Oh, trust me, I've already got some narration. I'm ready.
It's gonna mark everyone, and Alistair's the only one without a coin. Oh no!
Maybe Agatha picked it up as they were walking away. I feel like she's prudent. She's got his back.
Oh, there he is.
She eats it like a pepperoni.
Oh no!
And it comes back to life with 300 hit points.
I mean, it's there, right?
Hey guys, did you guys know that actually that's how those creatures are made? All of a sudden she grows to be like 10 feet tall with stone claws. Let's go.
Don't joke
Whoops.
like
Whoops.
that.
Oopsie.
No.
I'm God. It doesn't have to be a joke. It can be real.
I don't like that.
Roll percentiles. High, low.
No.
I rolled a
This man's doing
97.
like arithmetic.
What's that damage there, Mick Critterson?
71.
How much? How much?
71.
71!
I used my ranger ability, the marking thing.
For sure. The extra D4 really made the world of difference on that crit. that was really pulling all the weight there. Was the 2 D4s.
Yeah, that was 5 extra damage.
5 extra damage. Oh. Well, because of the 5 extra damage. You know, I just
Can't even make soup out of her for that much damage.
I mean, I can make sure I didn't. So it was.
No, I believe you.
5d12,
It's 2d12.
46.
Yeah, because 5d12 because you have the extra d12. Yeah. So that's a lot of damage. Cerebell, the charm doesn't quite say. You can see it, like you can see that she knows it doesn't take grimaces. Rolls over towards Cerebell and he goes, Sarah. Her head fucking explodes like a goddamn watermelon. I say, yeah. As she was in the middle of calling out Cerebell's name, her head fucking explodes from a shot from Geist. Gone. So it skips her turn because she's dead.
Hey, I think you might have done more than her health and negatives.
So
I would like the healing word.
It's like you know when
pops back out of her neck.
it's like when they hit a person with the electric paddles, her body just without a head just kind of jumps a little bit. Still dead though. Wow. So well, I guess the question is, it would be Belle's turn next. Are we still in initiative? Do what?
Said I was doing non-lethal damage?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sure. With a gun.
Non-lethal shot to the head.
That is
Great.
basically an elephant rifle that you were firing. Like there's no non-lethal with that.
Yeah.
Rubber bullets, come on. Rubber bullets, come on.
Rubber bullets in like 9mm sized guns can kill people. Like this is not. No.
I feel like the result's the same in real life when you try to hunt rabbits with an elephant rifle.
Probably. So, are we still in initiative?
No.
No. Okay. And that is addressed to everybody.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Is everybody cool? Okay.
I mean, Clyde probably summons up his shadow and kind of like backs out of the space that it's in towards where his wife's at, but he doesn't take any, and pulls his fucking guns out in case shit's about to go down, but he doesn't take like any offensive action. He's just getting ready to go in case things keep going sideways.
For the moment, I'm gonna swap us back over to the main screen and change the music again. I did all that like last minute work of trying to get all the cameras in there for nothing.
Nothing. It was a good visual.
Wow.
I would say for the first time ever. I would say like Belle, because this is all a matter of seconds, right? So Belle would have dashed to the middle, like in front of Sarah Belle, to like yell like stop. And when she realized what happened, she would just turn to Sarah Belle with just this like kind of her arms open.
She misty steps past you to Genevieve's body.
Yeah.
Her face is heartbroken.
Guys, like it. This is more for Miss Belle than for anyone else. Like, guys, like raise the rifle immediately as soon as friendly is moved into the area.
And so at that point, oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, go. No, go.
I was just gonna say, so when Sarah Belle misty stepped, Belle and Gus would walk quickly over to Genevieve's body and kind of stand at either end, just kind of like to create a barrier to anybody else getting to Sarah Belle, to like give her the chance to grieve and to kind of experience that. And watching Sarah Belle very close.
Sarah Belle will do a summon whistle for John.
I keep forgetting you can't see me. Fucking hands come walking up.
And she will put Genevieve's body, all without saying anything, into the pocket that Mr. King had inhabited for a short time. And will begin the process of incorporating Genevieve into John. She will step onto John and then begin to leave. At
Just the cave?
Maybe.
Okay.
She will stop at the entrance of the cave.
Callie, this is your purview. I'm not exactly a calming presence, especially seeing as I just did that, so maybe do something.
You stay here. And I look to
Although,
Miss Bell.
for future reference, that's how you back up a friend.
Right.
I will say, for those of you that are willing, now would be the time to convince Sarah Bell to stay.
I was gonna say Miss Bell and I would have, like, I would have waved Miss Bell down and go.
Belle would have been, the minute she took off, Belle would have been hauling ass, like, to catch up with her, thinking she was going to leave.
This is a two-part thing. It is also to calm Sarah Bell and essentially prevent her from going on like a rage mission to just go kill anything in the fucking wastes.
Okay, if that's the case, then Callie is gonna do the kind of similar to what we did with Walden, and sort of, but not in an aggressive way, of just like a big bear hug grapple, to like sort of a Miss Stacy, you know this, like when somebody's having a moment and they like that breathing of like, just breathe with me, you're here, we're here, like find this moment with us in this point. So I would like to grapple Sarah Bell into a bear hug type situation.
Are you doing this at the?
mouth of the cave?
At the mouth of the cave, like when she's going to leave.
Sarah Bell stops at the mouth of the cave.
Yeah.
Before
you get to that point, like when you go to scoop off the body and everything, and this is the only thing that I have to say, because I wouldn't have let you get that far without saying anything.
I would reload my shotgun. Pretty nonplussed about what's just happened.
While you're
sort of
down there, grabbing
her body and everything. Choose yourself. Whatever's best. But you make the choice. And I'm gonna go to bed.
All right.
Darcy's
I-
hastily dressing right now, FYI.
And then Miss Bell, what's your persuasion? Because I have a +4.
Hang on, and I will tell you. Not much. It's +1.
Okay. So then I would like to roll to grapple Sarah Bell.
Okay.
That's an athletics check, right?
Or dexterity, or what's? It's
It
athletics or
is athletics or acrobatics, your choice. The grappler is athletics.
Yeah, so for me, that's going to be a 22.
Oh, let's see. I'm sorry.
I see.
I got a 23.
Uh,
Sarah Bell in her grief. Don't fucking touch me.
and and then I go, Sarah Bell, Mr. Dotree spoke true. Miss Bell and I are here because we believe in you. We welcomed you into the sunrise because we saw something in you. You're kind. You're a little weird, but we're all a little weird. And you matter. You matter more than you could even imagine to us.
You're true to your word. You're true to your convictions. Even when it drives me up a fucking wall. So don't leave. Not with that monster on the loose. But I suspect that this individual, as much as you loved her, didn't love you as much as you loved her. I don't know all the things. And I'm not quite good with pretty words. But stay. Because Miss Bell and I want you to stay. And I look over for you to say something, Miss Bell.
Just the entire conversation, guys, just standing like 15 feet back, just kind of uncomfortably watching, but having moved out of the cart.
Does anyone
From
here
the
have,
ground. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Does anyone here have what?
Does anyone here have booze?
Belle always
Yeah,
has
yeah,
booze.
Miss Bell.
Hello.
I'm gonna steal some.
Oh, sure. Yeah, she'd have given it to you anyway. So.
Well, it's just to walk up and like not stealthily.
Yeah. If she sees you behind her, she'll probably just like hand the flask back to you, like, take it, go, go, go. And that's her answer to most everything. But no, from the ground, she'll look at Sarah Bell and she'll say, Sarah Bell, may I sit beside you on John?
For now. It may not be long.
Of course. Of course. Thank you. And she'll climb up and she'll pull out the card that you had given her. And she will say, would you like to partake with me for a moment of these wonderful smells of the ocean? I find it greatly comforting.
I did too.
So she'll activate the card. And very quietly, she'll be telling Sarah Bell, I know everyone cares so much for you. And they are saying things that you may find very hurtful in order to try to help. I do understand the loss of a loved one. We can't always make sense of it. But I'm here for you while you grieve, my darling. And I'm here for you after, at any time and in any way.
Chris, do you want me to roll a persuasion check for Miss Bell and I? I had you say stuff, Miss Stacy, so that I could roll with advantage because I have 4.
For sure.
Or the help action, I guess.
I want you both to roll at advantage.
As that's happening, Clyde's just going to send an echo up there and then trade places with it and just sit down in the back of John, take a big swig, and hand it in Sarah Bell's direction until she notices or pays any mind, or however long that takes.
Flask.
At advantage, Chris, I rolled a 19 and a nat 20, so the nat 20 is a 24.
Yeah, Miss Bell.
16.
She'll look at Geist.
He's just kind
Any
of
words?
very uncomfortably leaning against the wall.
Fancy man.
Oh, you said that in character, the any
Yeah,
words.
yeah, just any words, fancy man.
Okay, so it's gonna sound redundant. Geist did not hear any of the conversation with Al or anything that was said. He didn't wake up till the end of it. So just 2 comments. I've known love, and that's not it. Second, she was a threat, and not just to us or to me. To you as well. Probably the most so. So. And he's not making eye contact. I mean, after he's done. The part about that not being love and that he knew what that was would have been looking you straight in the eye. For what it's worth.
Mr. King?
Fuck that. I mean, let's get drunk, kill something, and scream at the moon.
Is he a werewolf, Tabaxi? What?
He's a werecat.
I ain't got words. Nothing's gonna help bring her back. I know you loved her. Who cares? She loved you back. Feelings are feelings. It is what it is. She's gone now, but we can try to dull the pain. If you're gonna go out and do something stupid, I got your back.
The two of you don't need to roll. Will you all get off of John, please?
Yeah.
And she'll take the alcohol.
Yeah. Hop off.
Belle will give her a hug, kiss her on the cheek, offer the card if she would like to take it.
She shakes her head. That is always yours.
She'll put it back and she'll just hug you so tight and then get off of John.
I think I look over to Miss Bell and then back at Sarah Bell and go, Sarah Bell, Miss Bell asked me to take care of her doves. And I'll do anything to take care of her doves. If you need me, you know where to find me. And I go into the cave and take the crook of the professor's arm and say she needs her time.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. He's out of it and just kind of is led wherever you take him by the arm.
And I just say, you did what we all were gonna do. You were just faster on the draw, my dear.
Can I, because I like to ask before I roll on things, can I roll perception on that?
I mean, I whispered it into his ear, so I don't know if you could hear me, but you can tell from body, you can roll insight on body language.
It's a very good roll. 18.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell from body language that Callie is that there's an affection. There's affection for the professor.
Is anybody staying?
If you intend to leave by yourself, before or right as you start moving, Clyde will go back into the cave, but before he does, he'll manifest a clone underneath John, and once he breaks line of sight with it, swap places with it and hang on to the undercarriage of John.
So Sarah will sit at the mouth of the cave for probably another 5 minutes. She'll take a drink of the provided alcohol and pour the remainder of it on John's bed and disembark from him. She'll stand behind the bed and order that he march on until he can't walk anymore.
Granger is still in the back.
Yeah, Granger's attached to him.
She'll
still.
fucking take him off.
D Granger, the flesh cart.
You pour some of the alcohol just got poured on him a little wet.
Go inside.
If you have removed him, I'm going to secure him into the back of Geist's cart then.
And as John begins to march away, she will cast second level heat metal on him.
On John?
Yes. In
Wait,
the
level
intent
what?
to set him ablaze.
Level 2 heat metal, you said? So just starting to, like, From what I understand, all of the metal on John is mostly internal, correct?
There's nails.
There's nails?
Yeah. It's nails and wood boarded into flesh.
Right. So I mean that's the intent. I mean it'll happen. It might take a few rounds at that 2d8, but as he's walking out into the dark, just see this the light flaring on the bits of metal as they're instantly heated to like a cherry red as it pulses with each round of you casting heat metal, and then some of the wood starts to take. And it starts to smolder and dry out the flesh, and then the flesh catches. And by the time it goes and turns into a blaze, a slowly retreating beacon into the night.
Does John react to that at all?
He takes damage, but I mean,
does
not fully
John
sentient.
seem like an entity that is in pain?
I don't know. It's a question for Cerebro. Also, you're on the bottom of John, apparently, as he is catching fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It is clear that what John was is dying. It is aware that it is dying, and it has to follow orders.
Well, a cat would fall from underneath John and be very confused for a few seconds before kind of seeing your face and not.
Cerebell is screaming.
Oh.
She's screaming and sobbing, and with one arm, because I forgot to mention, she had thrown her prosthetic arm into the back of John. With one arm, she is punching the ground.
Well, Clyde liked John a whole lot more than Genevieve, so she's going to, not knowing where there is any central area, attempt to just maybe with about 10 bullets put John out of his misery while he is being burnt alive.
Because he is as he's burning, he is walking further and further into the dark.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think John has like 40 health maybe. So
Yeah, it's not a ton.
and taking 2d8 fire damage every round, and you start to boss.
So, like,
it would not
3
take
shots
much.
in a
Yeah.
round.
And Belle and Gus are going to be posted up at a distance from Cerebell, but on opposite sides of her. And if anybody tries to approach, Gus will growl at them, like quietly, but basically
Kind of that
the
rumble
fuck
in
off.
the throat.
Yeah, that very low, very much like back the fuck off. Like, just leave her alone for now. We'll be close enough that Sarabelle wouldn't have to be loud to get our attention, but that she has her space, her bubble.
After a while, Sarabelle will, that type of grief, it is exhausting. She just on the ground, just one spot on the ground, just firebolt. Just over and over again, probably making a little bit of sand, or glass. Just no real thought to it. And that is where she will be for probably a next hour or two, and then return to the bloody sheets.
Before... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, before you started to walk back, like, Belle would have, like, kind of melted into the shadows and let Gus just come to you and just try to nuzzle you and see if you were receptive. He's not like Slick. He doesn't have any magical powers. He's just a wolf.
So he just leans against him.
Sarabelle, you would find that that's all been cleaned up. Callie has removed evidence of it. It's part of her job with Sinclair. No evidence.
She's gonna. Go ahead.
So I think maybe Rita probably would have woke up and tossed in a couple of prestidigitations in there.
Help! The bedding and sheets are still mad fucked up, but at least they're not soaked in blood and brain matter. So.
Yep.
Mindy, that took a lot of cast of Mindy.
Funnily enough.
It's a minute cast.
I know. Sarabelle gonna return to where her and Genevieve were sleeping. And I really did love you. I'm sorry that it came to this. I don't know what to do. Who I am without you. I'm sorry that I wasn't strong enough. And she is just gonna lie there in the sheets.
Okay.
Where did Callie deposit Geist?
You're muted.
You mean Granger?
No, Geist. You walked away with Geist holding him by the arm. Where did you deposit him?
I posted him up based off of the series of events. I put you where my bedroll stuff was because we have to put Granger up into the back of your cart since so I just sort of like where I had my little space, I like set you down, guided Granger, posted him up in there and got him all tied up, and then joined you like to the side.
I don't know how much of my trance I've done, but Callie's awake now. So she's now just like on watch.
The reason I was asking was that's the position he would have been watching that probably highly personal speech, not intended for spectators really. And then are you still in the area, Callie?
Yeah, once I secured Granger, I came over to where you were at, because that's my stuff.
I mean, he's probably right there too, so just
yeah.
Just kind of lean over the cart. If Granger was like laying on his, like got tossed onto his bedroll or his pillow or whatever, just kind of like unceremoniously roll Granger over onto his face. Look, he says as he takes the blanket and pillow out of the back of the cart that was Geist's like bedding.
Right.
Is going to walk over to where Cerebel is, and as he walks off, just kind of aside at Callie. Idiot's making me soft. Then, kind of in the manner of a person who is not accustomed to having to have a bedside manner, trying to like set the blanket on her and offer her the pillow, all without saying anything because he's still highly cognizant of the fact if he's the one that fucking shot her. And then he's gonna go back to his perch on top of the ravine and probably keep watch all night.
She isn't exactly asleep, but you could tell isn't entirely there, but takes what's offered. And
if you are awake, you would just get kind of a rest up. Grief's a son of a bitch. Then up to his little spot.
there's not much response besides just...
He was quick to say it and didn't make eye contact anyway, so...
Anything else?
Not for Cerebel.
I have stuff that I want to do the next morning, or like on the way back to Crystal Grip, but
Yeah,
tonight
no,
I'm done.
That being said, the night will pass. Whatever dreams haunt you if they haunt you, they are not supernatural. But otherwise, a long night passes for some, I'm sure. Geist, if you're just staying up all night, you will take a level of exhaustion.
Cerebel also.
Cerebel will also take a level of exhaustion. But the morning, with no irony whatsoever, a red sun rises before cresting into a regular sun. I mean, the day is yours. You guys know you're about 16 hours of travel time from Crystal Grit. Because you've pushed quite hard for the last day and a half.
After we, if anybody else wants to do anything in the morning, go ahead. But I have something that I want to do specifically on the road. So
the only thing I would do is I was asleep for the whole John ceremony. So as soon as I see it, smoking a cigarette in the morning.
Is Cerebel, do you need a ride?
I do.
We'd be happy to have you.
Thank you. Mr. Alistair.
Yes, ma'am.
John was quite fond of you.
Who was a stand-up fella. Who was a stand-up fella.
Alistair's not laughing like that like I am, I promise.
More of a hand stand-up fella, but you know, close enough.
I just, I wanted to make sure that you knew that.
I'm glad you've decided to join us.
I need to, think about some things.
As you should. As you should.
And Cerebel will probably spend the day, if not spoken to, contemplating her relationship with specifically the cult and Sanus. Though the coins that were given, you will notice, will start to not rot,
Gross,
but degrade.
Come.
So what? As we're on the road, and I don't know how long, maybe like solidly middle day, I'm going to climb into the back of the cart where we've put Granger, and making sure that he's secure and stuff. I will undo his gag, pour a little bit of water in. Mr. Granger.
Not the kind of you to hydrate a man on his way to execution.
Well, I have my reasons, sir.
Oh, I'm sure.
You mentioned a fella, Methalion, when we were having our little chat back in Picton. And I was just curious as to why you brought him up. I'm assuming you knew who I was pretty much as soon as I walked in.
As soon as I put eyes on you for you myself, yes.
So then I ask you again, was it just a game that you brought up, Mr. Methalion, or was there a reason?
I thought you were eager to be away from the consortium and its affairs, my dear.
Sometimes it's best to figure out what they're doing to be one step ahead. And if you happen to know what's going on with them, why, I just thought I'd ask. And I don't have anything to give you. I have to turn you over to Mr. Sinclair.
Well, sounds like you're bargaining from a bit of a disadvantage there.
That seems to be the truth of it, sir.
Then I think it's best for you not to worry about it. What's life without a little bit of mystery? And he smiles, but it is not a like sympathetic smile.
Do I have... God damn it, I didn't stock it. Never mind.
Looking for a zone of truth.
Yeah, I didn't change my spell list, so...
Sure.
I guess I'm... Before I hop down and go, just as a... You don't have to give me anything particular, but aside from the posters you saw that revealed who I was. Was there any other, just humor a girl who's trying to stay away from someone who's made her life not the greatest? You don't have to. I get it. We have to look out for ourselves.
Just says, your crypto doll can either be a gift or can be your grave. Sometimes it's both.
Right. And then I just like unceremoniously like put the gag back in his mouth. Sigh a little deeply. Get back on my horse and ride up to Miss Bell. And go to speak with Miss Bell.
Alright. Go right ahead.
Ma'am.
Hello, Callie dear. How are you today?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I believe our darling Sarah Bell's dilemma and her experience has stirred up some memories for me, but I'm okay. I certainly understand how things played out. So, although I do hate it for her.
Yes. I am curious in general. It seems like love just makes things super messy.
It does. It does. But who likes things tidy anyway?
I
What
mean,
kind of life would that be?
that is true, ma'am.
Certainly not you, my dear.
What can I say? I like things interesting.
You do. It's one of my favorite things about you, love.
I guess we just have to keep an eye out on dear Sarah Bell and keep an eye out on each other, I guess.
I agree. And speaking of love and keeping eyes out, did I see you speaking with our dear professor multiple times yesterday? You seemed a little cozy, my dear.
I think the red of Callie's face is like goes from like being like regular red to even brighter, almost matching her hair.
I know, Miss Bell. Like you said, I like things messy. And who's to say what we're gonna reach when we get to Crystal Grit?
It's true. But I think our young man might have a little bit more than meets the eye, so I await with interest to see how things go with y'all.
I guess we'll see. I tried saying some stuff yesterday. Mr. Professor didn't say anything back, so who's to say?
She'll just laugh. You know, dear, you have worked at the Sunrise long enough, and you have seen enough of our fair gentlemen come in. Some are just a little shy, and some are just a little, darling, some are just a little clueless. So just be patient with our dear professor.
I suppose.
I have a feeling that patience might be rewarded.
If you say so, Miss Bell.
And Callie just kind of rides on, companionably next to you on our horses.
And Belle takes out her flask and takes a drink, offers it, just keeps on riding, checks on Gus periodically. I will say that if at any point during the ride, Belle catches Sarah Belle's eye, she'll just kind of try to make a little bit of eye contact and give her kind of like a loving wink, like, you know, I'm here, and that's it. Other than that, she'll just leave her be.
So I had a couple conversations I was wanting to have.
For sure.
One would be on the road, and one would probably be on like a stop for water or something if we were like resting the horses or something. The first one would have been the one on the road, probably at some juncture when Callie like swung by. She's on a horse, he's on a cart, so it's not like he can ride up to speak to her, but when she came back by, just
Well, I have been using your cart as like a rest, so that I can, because depending on if we're gonna run the full 16 hours, I can trance and get my stuff back. We established that in the last episode, so yeah.
One of your like rest breaks for your horse, so it didn't have to carry you or whatever. Just so mind if I ask you a few questions?
I mean, Miss Professor, you're allowed to ask whatever you'd like. It's a matter of whether I'm gonna answer.
Fair the fuck enough. What exactly is the nature of your gilded cage, and what made you decide all of this?
Well, Eladrin don't have children very often. And so when my parents had me, it was quite an event. Particularly with my father being an up and rising member of the consortium with status. I was a pretty doll that people talked in front of, and was able to share those secrets with my father, and then he used it against them to build up his golden kingdom.
Got to be shitting. A up-and-coming consortium member using children for espionage.
I'm quite good at it, sir.
Oh, yeah. But your talents weren't the shitting me part.
How I left my golden cage was actually serendipity. I was taking a train with my mother, and it derailed. Everybody died but me.
Congratulations.
My father thought we were both dead, which is why I found some clothing that weren't burning and torn, wandered out into the desert.
Daredevil, slow down. Sorry.
It's fine.
Daredevil's struggling a little bit with Granger's heavy ass in the fucking cart.
Actually, if that's the case, I can hook my horse up to your cart so that it's pulling double.
Horse,
but
mule.
Well, not to get into the nitty-gritty details, but I found myself with a gang. Petty thing.
Taylor's oldest time.
Right. They did some stuff that I didn't quite agree with.
So you killed them?
No.
You took their guns and tied them up?
No, I left.
Oh, that'd have been nice.
Then wandered my way to Crystal Grit, found Miss Belle. Found a home. Kinda like it there. Don't particularly fancy leaving, but as I gestured to Granger. That motherfucker's gonna probably sell me out if Mr. Sinclair hasn't already figured out. So,
like I've said before, there's other places, not just the city and you crypto-dolled. It's not a world with two places. Miss Bell could come along. I doubt that if all of this goes to shit, that she'll be getting off the easy end.
Miss Bell's
Probably say something particularly spicy and piss him off anyway. Doesn't exactly hold her tongue.
No, Mr. Professor, I think you misunderstand. A house like Miss Bell's is more important than anything. Miners are fed in many ways. Miss Bell leaves, the girls leave. The town dries up. That's just how that kind of thing works. Miss Bell, aside from being involved in us, is one of the greatest ladies you'll ever meet. So I don't think she'll have much trouble.
She'll make it through, I suppose. And if you do end up having to leave, the fuck do you plan to do?
I don't
Find
know.
another town, do the same thing?
It sounds like you're asking me something, but you're going on a wild, winded road here, Mr. Professor.
You overestimate my own goals, or perceptions of my own goals at this point. You fucking lot have got me all screwed up.
It's 'cause I like things interesting. If you want me to join you, Mr. Professor, you can just ask me.
Noted. Well, come on, we've got riding to do, something. I don't fucking know.
All right.
He says with like 12 hours still of travel to get to Crystal Grid.
Right, yeah. I ain't gonna, double up if anybody else has another conversation. I don't want to hog too much screen time.
Anybody?
Yeah. I'll hop off the cart and scurry up the side of Alistair's cart to have a quick word with Sarah Bell.
Are you just clinging to the side?
No, I was
Why
scurrying
you
up
talk to
up
them?
in there.
you're just hanging on the side like, hey, I want to talk to you.
Hey, how's it going?
You want some candy? You want some candy?
Candy. You want to buy some death sticks? Go ahead.
So I was doing some thinking about these little coins here, and it seems like they're starting to tarnish.
Let me see. She holds out her hand.
Yeah, I handed it.
That's not right. This should be fine. This has not happened before.
Okay. Well, regardless, I feel like these coins do kind of mean something, right? I mean, you had your whole religion, and from what I understand of it, it should have been a gift for us to be marked, right?
I mean, yes.
But you wanted to protect us from it, because you knew it was wrong.
I knew that you had a higher calling.
You don't know anything about me.
I mean, that's not true. I've learned about all of you through travel.
You know my son's dead and I went to get back my wife. Regardless, I mean, it's something you did. You chose to do it. No one convinced you it was for this or that. You wanted to do it. That matters. It means a lot.
I appreciate that, Mr.
Yeah.
King. As Mr. Dotry said, while I didn't consider pain to be part of the sacrifice, I didn't want that to be something for any of you to experience.
I get that. But hey, I'm glad you don't want to bring us any pain. I'm not a real religious person. I know there are things out there that have a lot of power. Had some poor run-ins with them myself, but it's a new beginning for you, as shitty as it is.
I don't know if it is, with that coin tarnishing the way it is. It may be a sign that whatever protection that it would have provided is not in place.
Well, say, what's a follower of Sanus usually look like?
I mean, it's typically diverse.
All right, well, say a diverse group of individuals came out to mark us and kill the shit out of us. Would you let them do it?
She pauses and thinks. No.
All right, so fuck Sanus. You got it?
Who am I?
You can tell she's uneasy with that and looks around.
Here, I'll tell you a story about a little kitty cat who grew up in the streets of somewhere way far from here. Had to murder and steal to make a living or to support his brothers and sisters so they didn't die in the streets. Got good at it, started making a decent amount of money. I found some higher power, soul to soul, got real good at it. But that ain't the kind of deal that's good, right? You gotta do what's right for you. I got lucky. I had someone that came back into my life later down the road, saved me. So, you gotta do what's right by you. That's all.
I don't know if it's not already too late.
Never too late. The only tells you it's too late, fucking kill him.
I hope you're correct, Mr. King.
Yeah, it's worked out for me so far.
I appreciate it, Mr. King.
Yep. What you got? Well, I mean, don't cut no more fingers off. But what you got to do to fix these coins?
I can try to put the same magic that I did before in, but again, they should have lasted until I willingly broke the magic. I didn't.
Sure. Well, I want to keep mine, so I guess I'll ask Rita about it. She's pretty good at preserving stuff.
That's true.
From a certain point of view.
For what it's worth, I don't think Granger needs all of his fingers.
I like this one though.
Sarabelle will attempt to, over the next 10 minutes, funny enough, attempt to ritually cast Gentle Repose.
I mean, this isn't. I mean, it is flesh, but at the same time, this is flesh craft.
Yeah.
So, and you've already described that. You said this isn't like necrosis, right?
No.
Okay.
It is more the decaying of the magic.
The magic is failing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I figured.
And with what little that can do to help, Sarabelle's unsure. But with what Mr. King said that he wants to keep the coin, she's going to try. I will need to consider my place in all of this. At the very least, I can't return to the cult. At worst, they will come for me as a traitor.
Well, I'm wanted. People might come for me too, so we're all in the same boat together.
When we do stop to water the horses, I do want to track down Mr. Dotree to have just a couple quick words with him.
Okay. Anything else for that exchange between Sarabelle and Clyde? There we go, good. I will take silence from both of you as yes, that exchange is over. So, yeah, whoever else you want to have a conversation, squeeze them in.
You got 18 minutes, go.
My last conversation was with Sarabelle, but also on break, so perfect timing. You go first.
So I think as
2 seconds real quick, just so we don't take up time or anything. While you guys are having that conversation, Alistair's trying at this moment to respect Sarabelle's space, so try not to get involved. I'll pull up beside Miss Bell and just ask you to tell me a story about Alton. And you don't have to do that right now or anything. I don't want to put you on that kind of spot, but just like a story about him. And that's it. He'll listen to that.
About who?
Miss Bell's son.
Okay. So, who's going?
So I will wander over to Mr. Dotree, and nodding to Agatha respectfully, sort of tip because I want to try to do this out of ears, not eyesight.
Out of earshot?
Earshot, thank you. I was like, there's a phrase for this.
Out of earsight. Out of earsight.
That's what my brain was saying, and I was like, that's wrong.
That's when you're standing outside of somebody's blind sight range, as they're out of ear sight.
And I have blind sight, so that works out great.
It can work. Yeah.
You're doing this out of to Alistair's earshot? To Agatha?
I'm nodding respectfully to Agatha because I know that she gets pokey with other women. And I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but I'm trying to get out of earshot from Sarabelle to chat with you just briefly. Mr. Dotree, I'm going to make this brief.
I appreciate that you did what we needed to do. We were all thinking it. You were just the man who did it. Or at least who started it off. So I appreciate that.
Miss Sarah,
I almost called you Sarah. I almost called you Sarah. Damn it, Sarah Bell Bell. Damn it, Sarah Bell Bell.
Miss Callie. I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about.
If we survive through this, I'd be happy to sit down and chat with you. Give you all of the sordid details of the consortium. That is if we survive and I don't have to run away. But I do have a lot of stories and a lot of secrets. And I think you're just the man to share that with the people of Ecryptidal and beyond.
Just takes a drag off of a cigarette. Nods his head to you.
You have a good afternoon, Mr. Dotree. And I wander back to my horse, taking care of it.
All right, Mr. Geist.
Probably one of the water breaks we take after the lunch break. Geist will head over to wherever Cerebel's at. Presumably this will be during a break where she is by herself. But seeing as she is very sad and most people feel very awkward about it, is probably most of the time on these breaks, I would imagine. Unless I am egregiously misconstruing things.
She's still back of Alistair's wagon. If he's okay with it, probably is smoking a cigarette.
If you borrowed one from Alistair's a clove cigarette. Fits the aesthetic.
Are you missing like a chunkier like lip as well, Cerebel? You got smoke just kind of leaking.
Yeah.
You can't even hold, like. Sorry. Just want to throw that out there for a little bit of flavor.
It's got to just like plug it up. Just.
No.
Terrible.
Like kind of leaking through a couple other holes in her cheek.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, Geist was at his own cart, you know. He'd already watered his horse, you know, made sure all his guns were loaded, and just kind of like cuts his eyes over at Miss Bell, cuts his eyes at Callie, and walks over to where Cerebel's kind of perched on the cart, kind of doing her own thing. I'm going to assume you have a moment. Miss Cerebel.
Indeed, fancy man.
Fancy man. Fancy. Two things, I suppose. First, probably the most important. Her name was Nicolette McDonald, and I tried to kill the man who killed her. He will take out one of his revolvers, pop the cylinder open, show her the rounds, slam it shut, offer it to her.
She's gonna punch you in the face.
Oh.
Offers. Bow!
The same. Oh. Probably topples over in surprise. Not what he was expecting, just... I'll take that as a no. Still, like, on the ground, like, looking up at her on the cart. Take that as a no.
Genevieve wasn't perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm angry. I don't want to kill you.
Good. I'm good.
Don't offer me that ever again.
Oh, I was intending on it. I've not done that before, actually.
Also, guns boring.
Noted.
There's many other creative ways I could kill you. I don't want to.
Just gonna. That was symbology. Okay. And the second thing was, you've recently found yourself without your longtime companion, John, and looks back over it. Miss Bell looks back at Callie. Tell you a secret. And I'll appreciate it. Don't tell anybody else. No one at all. Kind of leans in close, like reholstering the revolver, and it. Damn, you hit hard. And you promise you'll tell no one. Ever.
I don't have many people to tell now, do I?
You got like a whole camp of people that just squared up for a fight on your behalf, so I mean, you've got at least 4. That's
Fancy man, I'll keep your secret.
excellent. He's very clearly like stalling as much as he possibly fucking can. My real name isn't Fancy Man. It's John. He's gonna turn around and walk back to his cart.
Son of a bitch, he's it.
He's got to be the new cart. It's destiny.
Look, I'm sorry
destiny.
I murdered him in the middle of the night. It wasn't about Genevieve.
It's destiny.
He's gonna sit on his cart, wondering if he's made the worst decision of his life.
Fancy man, she's gonna call as you're walking away.
Yeah?
Do you still have the coin?
I mean, what does he find when he reaches in his pocket?
It's still there.
Yeah, he hasn't touched it since he dropped it in there. So.
It's not like a boop plate. It's kind of grain. It doesn't have that like like there's blood underneath keeping it alive.
It's supposed to look like this.
No. I needed to confirm something.
You'll still have to keep it. I mean, not that I'm turning down a gift. I just, I don't want to lose something, so a gift from a friend.
Throw it in the fire.
Oh! Mean it? He's looking for the nearest fire. Dead. Even if the fire is just a lamp, he'll be like, oh, fuck. Good enough?
Good enough.
Right. We have an agreement then. I won't offer for you to shoot me anymore, and in return you don't tell my secret. Perfect.
Have a good evening, fancy man.
Yeah, I am. It's full of plans, but...
Or day. Whatever time of day it is.
Riveting trip, he says as he turns around and heads back to his cart.
Okay. Any other? I keep making hand gestures and stuff like y'all can see me in Skype. Any other conversations anybody's wanting to have? Anything else?
I will say the back of Miss Bell's card has turned from a laugh to a sneer.
On the Joker?
Mm-hmm. As like the coin slowly starting to fade away.
What's up? What's up, Clyde? I heard you draw a breath. I heard you go.
I'll probably have a brief exchange with Geist and simply, like, while we're going through, like, that was a good shot. This all goes tits up when we start trying to kill each other. I'm going for you first.
That's the most intimidating compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you. I think.
You're welcome.
It'd be like that.
I will do the same, I suppose. Yeah. Definitely shoot you first. You know. I'm not sure what to say when someone says something like that.
It's a compliment. You're welcome. He's like saying it in passing. Like, what do you mean?
You've left him even more, like, he was already disconcerted because of all of the stuff so far, and now he's just that much further off kilter, like, he's going to try to kill me. I've lost my edge.
Jeez Louise. Alright. So, question. Are y'all trying to push straight through the 16 hours to rush to Crystal Grit? Or are y'all thinking you're going to have one more night where you sleep out in the wilds?
I figured we were going to push it just so we don't have to have this. By the way, since no one else said, lamp leg is in the back of my cart
I kind of assumed
Cerebel.
y'all didn't just leave it there.
Cerebel's just sitting there staring
Yeah.
into it.
Cerebel has become a
It's lighting the back of the cart for you.
You've installed
an actual light bulb in the top of it.
all you gotta do is like
pull the pinky toe and it pops and the fucking light bulb turns on. Anyways, I figured we were gonna push through it, but that's my vote.
No opinion on it.
I figured we could push through just to, like, have an actual real bed to sleep in or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I would vote we
definitely
push.
Ghost.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry.
I would say he's the better safe than sorry, and he already doesn't like the fucking midnight velociraptor, so, yeah. Onward.
I need you to calm down, alright? Stop fucking roasting my stuff.
Had a kitty.
How is calling the midnight velociraptor a roast? It opened him up like a can of tuna while he was asleep.
Stop roasting. Hold it, where's my little Wilhelm scream? God damn it. I gotta work on finding something that's a little more intimidating. Don't figure
No,
that out.
it's good. It's
I'll
fine.
work it out. Don't worry. But anyway, okay, so if the general consensus is that, yeah, we're pushing through for the 16 hours, I figured these conversations, they're sprinkled in as you guys go. Sun rises high, begins to crest low. What's up?
I was just going to interject one thing, and this is not a particular scene or conversation. Just as they went, Geist would be keeping an eye, like, on the brakes, like on the water brakes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He would kind of casually spend his extra moments scavenging around for either, like, poisonous animals, like, ooh, that's a rattlesnake. Or, probably not with a rifle, there wouldn't be a snake left. Or like, plants, like, there's like toxic cacti and flowers out in the desert and stuff like that.
You can certainly roll a survival check if you so desire. It is as I said in the chat, finding naturally occurring poisons without proficiency in like actual poisoner's kit. The best you're going to be able to get is basic poison.
No, he has proficiency in poisoner's kit and he has the survival skill.
Okay, well you'll have to base collection. You'll have to collect it if you want to refine it into anything more than like a basic poison. That will require some time spent with the poisoner's kit, which I'm gonna go ahead and rule you can't do while driving a cart.
No. He's gathering ingredients, not doing the legwork.
And Clyde said he wanted to assist, so roll that survival check with advantage.
Clyde said he was going to kill me first. I'm a little suspicious at his assistance.
Amen.
Dirty 20.
Go ahead, just dirty 20. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
You can figure it out between sessions.
Yeah,
too,
we'll
like,
decide how much stuff that got you between sessions. But you will get poisonous things.
I just didn't want to come back afterwards and be like, oh, retconning things I didn't say last session.
For sure. But sun rises, you travel, it falls, you guys keep pushing. You're getting tired. The horses are getting all lathered and tired, even though you're not pushing them particularly fast. They are not getting enough rest either. I mean, neither of y'all, all things considered. Y'all's asses hurt. I don't care what you roll on a con save. Y'all been either sitting on cart seats or in horse saddles for like over 24 hours all told in the last like 2 days. But as the sun has been well below the horizon, I'm trying to think about what time it is. Probably coming up on about 4 in the morning. Yes, the familiar, for some of you, I suppose, dark outline of the buildings of Crystal Grit are coming into view. And y'all be arriving within the hour.
DM, before
ma'am.
we end, I believe Alistair wanted a story about Belle's son
That's up to you guys.
on the road.
If you got it now, awesome. But I was gonna give you some like a whole week to think about it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't want to cause something that you wanted to do to get missed because of that. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, let's wait.
So,
It'd be better if we wait.
Is there any action folks are wanting to take as you are arriving on the outskirts of Crystal Grit?
Yeah. So as we are on the horizon and Callie recognizes where we're at, I think she's moved into the cart with the professor, and looks over and goes, "Professor, if you have anything particular you'd like to say, I suggest you should say it. I don't anticipate we're going to have much free time between now and, I don't know, the future."
You know, I'm about to roll some dice. Shit, okay. If you find yourself having to depart, it would be easier for me to take my quarry with a companion, and you would be welcomed. That's all, I think.
Interesting.
Almost done. So.
I think Callie sighs deeply and uses one of her face steps to go onto her horse and just kind of, it's not pouting, but very clearly your answer was not what she was wanting. And I think that's as we head into the city, in the town. It's not a city, it's Crystal Grit. Small.
It's doing its best. It's getting there.
Alpha.
Disappearing in a burst of flame, astride her horse. You guys coming up a road that some of y'all had just come in, arrived into town just a couple weeks ago. Some of you arrived for the first time years ago. Maybe it'll be the last time. Maybe it won't. Who knows? That's where we'll go ahead and wrap up this session. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. And thank you for all folks that have stopped by in the meantime. I know we got a raid there. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. The Tedster. Hell yeah. And your whatever friends you brought along with you. Hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. Had yourselves a good campaign before you showed up here. But yeah, we do this campaign, this Whispers in the Dust campaign on Wednesdays most weeks for at least a few more weeks. I think we got about some. I'm not gonna say. You'll see. You have to keep showing up until we wrap up. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna tell you. That's how it be. I'm just a little guy. You can't get mad at me. But that is on these Wednesdays when we do play. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So make sure to be here, be square. Usually there's better. The production is much more flawless because it's usually ran by our boy Johnsy or Alex or Alistair. He's much more professional than myself. But speaking of that man right there, on Saturdays we have our Across Eberron campaign, which he is the DM of, which that is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard on those Saturdays. So that campaign it's bad. There's airships. One of them got meteors swarmed out of the sky. Our wizard just dimension doored up onto the ship with not the big bad, but a big bad. It's a not good dude. You can't trust them bald men with mustaches. They're evil.
What?
I said it, and I mean it. I'll stand by that. I stand by it.
How would he do that?
I stand by it. But it's bad. There's a fire giant.
Guy with mustache confirmed.
Yo. But yeah, that's when those are. So that you should show up for that because these guys are only level 5 in this campaign, but in that campaign they're level 18. So there's a lot going on. It's woo. But so show up for all those things, and we'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good one. Peace. I'm clicking things.
What's the raid?